Hey folks, it's JD here, and today we're looking at this. This is the UDI U42W. So let's open her up and have a little look. So this particular quadcopter is jam full of features. So let's see what's in the box. Alright, so really quite a neat layout. A couple of accessory bags here. Transmitter with FPV mount attached. And quadcopter. So let's take everything out. Let's start off with the transmitter, I suppose. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the time being is as I'm removing all of this, I'm just going to put this behind me and then I'll put it out on the desk once we have everything out. This little guy has got a couple of twist ties underneath here. So, very carefully, just untwist them, and then once you fully, is that the right way with this one? I can't, yeah, there we are. Then all I'm going to do is slide my hand underneath here just to hold on to the quadcopter, and then flip it over. Remove the ties, there we go, ties removed, and there's the quad. So I'm just going to put this upside down for the time being. As I'm sure you can see, it has a camera underneath it, and I don't want that camera to get damaged until we've actually attached the landing sprigs. There we go, so that's everything. That's everything in the box, and here's the parts I took away. So wow, this really is a full box. So let's just go through what we've actually got out here. Quadcopter, battery. We've got a sun shield that goes around the FPV screen on your mobile phone. We've got an accessory bag with a screwdriver and some more blades and some blade toppers as well. So these little guys on the top of the propellers. So we've got those, some propeller guards and landing sprigs. So let's have a little chat. Let's talk about the quadcopter. So look at this little guy. So one of the reasons I went for this was that the body of the copter looked so much different. This little moulding on the top here, you don't get this with any other quadcopter that I've seen. It seems to be really quite nice, really quite vibrant, in your face, really good design, same as really nice colour coding on it as well. The black really makes the green stand out. The colour as well, it is a matte black, so it's actually I think it's quite nice to have a matte finish on a quadcopter rather than having everything really shiny plastic. Underneath the quad, there's your camera. Look at that. That's quite a lens. So I'm hoping that's actually going to be pretty good. So as we've got this upside down, what I'm going to do is take the landing sprigs and we're just going to attach these. So we've got the 4 little dowel points there, short one, long one, short one. And we're just going to attach them into these holes here. So the nice shiny side on the outside and the cutout bit on the inside. Oh, look at that. One thing I've just noticed, there are screws on the inside of those. So let's get a small screwdriver ready. Let's attach these landing sprigs, and then with the little screws on the inside there, just a couple of turns and the screws should be completely tight. Okay, so as we're looking at the underneath of the copter as well, you can see towards the front of the copter you have got 2 green LEDs, and towards the back you've got 2 orange ones as well. Also, another thing to note is that the gears are 3/4 covered. They're not open like a lot of semicopters. These are covered, so that's pretty good. Look at that though, with that landing sprig on there, you've got quite a lot of ground clearance between the copter, or between the camera rather, and the landing sprig. That is quite a lot. That's quite nice to actually see that on some of the toy grade copters. Normally they're really low and you can't land them in grass over a couple of centimetres tall. But look at that, that's really quite nice. Perfect. So in our accessory bag as well, I just noticed, there is also a charger for the battery. That little guy there. So that's pretty good. So let's take that out because I'm going to want to charge up the battery for the flight in the next couple of days. Let's just take you out. It's just a standard USB arrangement with a cable that just plugs into the side there, into the back. That would be directly off the battery. So I'm going to tidy this up a little bit and then we'll have another little look at the copter and then at the transmitter. These guards you can put on yourself if you want to. Quite simple, just to place them on. Again, you've got the two dowels underneath here, which affix into the holes on the end of the propeller arm. And then using the screws inside the pack here, you can just screw in one single screw into here, just to give you the full, there we are, the full quadcopter look with that propeller guard on there as well. Okay, there we go. So let's just unclip that. I'm not going to put the propeller guards on. I do find that they are sometimes not very useful on the toy grade copters. On the larger ones, I do tend to use them a lot more. So in this instance, I'm not going to be attaching these. Okay, so that's our quadcopter. Totally built. Looks really good. So battery compartment is in the back as well. There's a little door right here. So just by clicking and pulling down on the door opens, and it looks like there's already a battery in here. So if that is the case, let me just see exactly what this is in here. Once again, excuse the hand getting in the way there, folks. Oh, it looks like the battery that's already in there, I don't know if you can see, but there's a cable around the outside which is stopping the battery from coming out. So I'm going to just try and see if I can wiggle that cable to one side, a little bit like that, and then we can just pull that battery out. Yes, there we are, look at that. Perfect. So you get two batteries. That's fantastic. I think a lot more quadcopters, or rather a lot more manufacturers, should be providing two batteries, because you do find that after 10 minutes of one, you still want to fly, you've still got that adrenaline, and you still want to keep this flying. So I'm going to charge both of these up, and we'll take both of these with us when we fly in the next couple of days. That's fantastic. So I don't know if you saw as well, I did try to show you as much as I possibly could. In the back here, this little cable was tied around the battery, so that did mean that it was quite difficult to pull this original battery out. So if you are buying this quadcopter as well, just be sure to move this cable to one side before you pull the battery out there. So there we go, perfect. So I'm just going to leave that other battery out as I've got to charge it anyway before I fly. So there we have it, beautiful. Right, now let's have a look at this transmitter. Now I did say before I opened the box that this quadcopter comes filled full of features, and it really does. So as you can see from the arrangement here of the left analog stick, you can see that it returns back to the center. That means we have altitude hold. So that's one feature. Other one is you can automatically take off and automatically land as well. That's three features. Headless mode, pretty standard, but still, if you like headless mode, then this has got it. This also does flips and turns, so you can do 3D flips, turn your quadcopter around left, right, forward and backwards. And also you've got a speed control, so you can, by clicking once, go into intermediate, clicking again, go into advanced. As standard, the transmitter will, or should I say rather, the quadcopter will be on the novice setting, which will be the slowest. So look at this. So you've got, this copter has got the ability to record FPV, as you can see here, the great big glaring sign there. Now your smartphone would fit inside here, and then from there then you would use the app. So then just by using these two QR codes at the bottom here, one for the Google Play Store and one for the Apple App Store, you can download the application that will allow you to have FPV and start recording directly to your phone on this particular quadcopter. One good thing to note is, I don't know why, but I seem to find this really quite a good point. I expected this to be plastic, this little winder, just so that you can angle this whichever way you want to and then tighten it. Just to let you know, that is not plastic, it is metal. So nice little addition there. So as you'd expect, this transmitter has pretty much your standard buttons and features, quite nicely laid out with some diagrams at the bottom here. You've also got your trim buttons as standard, going around the outside of the analog sticks as well. On and off button, again, pretty standard. This little LED will let you know when the transmitter is on and bound to the quadcopter. Okay, so to allow yourself access into the battery bay here, you're going to have to undo this little screw. So a couple of turns, and then you should just be able, hopefully, to pop off the door. And you're going to need 4 AA batteries in order to turn on this transmitter. Now, as we've seen with all the transmitters so far, this transmitter does not allow you the ability to charge the batteries from itself, so you will need to charge the batteries or buy shop bought batteries in order to use this controller. Okay, so there we have it. So the screen as well, as you've got your phone sitting, let me just show you with mine. As you've got your phone sitting in here, I hope. Let's just, there we go. So a quick little pull on the top elongates the top of it, and then you can zip your phone directly in. And then you've got, on the sunscreen, you've got this little arrangement on the back. That slots into here. That then gives you a nice little sun protection visor, just so that if you are flying, you can see what your quadcopter is looking at, as well as you looking at your quadcopter at the same time. It's very important, even with FPV, that you are still able to see your quadcopter. Do not take your eyes off it, and don't rely on this just as a way to fly, because if you go out of transmission range, or if your battery dies in your phone, then you can't see where your quadcopter is and you've lost it. So, likewise, just to take off this sunscreen, all you would do is just pull, hopefully, and eventually that comes off. Very stiff to do so, and then likewise, then you can just remove your smart device. So there we go. So hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed this. So thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That'll just give you a gentle notification as to when these videos are going live. Also, don't forget, if you have liked this video, just give us a little thumbs up, just let us know. Hit the like button, that would be awesome. Thank you ever so much. And join me in the next few days where we're going to be taking this guy out for a flight and seeing exactly how good she does do. Also, we have to remember to charge up both of these batteries before we do so. So there we have it. So join me then in a couple of days. So until then, my friends, happy flying.